For more than 100 years, Blackwood Library stood in the heart of the city. Inside its walls were some of the rarest books ever written. Among all its treasures, one book was more valuable than the rest. It was known as the Royal Manuscript. The manuscript was over 500 years old. Historians believed it contained secrets lost to time. That afternoon, Professor Henry Blackwood arrived to study the manuscript. Nearby, university student Emily Parker worked on her research project. Everything appeared perfectly normal. As evening approached, visitors slowly began leaving. At exactly 8 p.m., the library officially closed. Just before turning off the lights, Margaret the librarian glanced toward the display case and froze. The royal manuscript was gone. Margaret immediately called the police. Within 30 minutes, Detective Lucas Reed arrived at Blackwood Library. Lucas had solved many difficult cases, but even he was puzzled by what he saw. The glass case showed no signs of damage. The lock had not been forced open. The manuscript seemed to have simply vanished. But nobody was seen taking the manuscript. Then Lucas noticed something strange. A tiny golden fragment resting on the floor beside the display case. Lucas carefully placed the golden fragment into an evidence bag. He began interviewing everyone who had been near the manuscript. Margaret insisted the manuscript had been safely locked away before closing. Professor Blackwood shared an interesting detail. The manuscript once had a decorative gold corner piece, he explained. Lucas compared the photograph with the fragment. The shapes matched perfectly. Meanwhile, Emily remembered seeing something unusual earlier that evening. She had noticed a rolling ladder moved away from the display area. When Lucas examined the ladder, he discovered a fresh scratch covered in gold dust. The golden dust matched the missing manuscript. Someone had used the ladder. But why? And what could a ladder possibly have to do with a book disappearing from a locked library? He began to suspect the manuscript had never left the building. Lucas rolled the ladder toward the highest bookshelves in the library. The scratch and gold dust suggested something had been moved recently. He climbed higher and began inspecting the top rows. Most of the books were covered in years of dust, but one section looked different. The dust had recently been disturbed. Lucas carefully pulled on one of the books. A soft click echoed through the library. To everyone's astonishment, part of the bookshelf slowly swung open. Behind it was a narrow hidden room that had been forgotten for decades. Lucas stepped carefully into the hidden room. The room had not been opened for many years. Old maps and historical documents covered the walls. Then he noticed something on an antique wooden table. The missing royal manuscript. The manuscript had not been damaged. It appeared to have been carefully placed there. As Lucas turned the pages, a folded document was found. The document revealed a forgotten piece of history. A map showing the location of a secret collection hidden beneath the library. Lucas finally understood the motive. Professor Blackwood had discovered the map while researching the manuscript. He secretly moved the book into the hidden room so he could study the map before anyone else found it. Faced with the evidence, Professor Blackwood confessed. He never intended to sell the manuscript. He only wanted time to investigate the secret hidden inside it. The manuscript was safely returned to its display case. The hidden room was documented, and the mystery of the locked library was finally solved. Some mysteries are solved by finding what was lost. Others are solved by understanding why it disappeared. The royal manuscript never truly left the library. It was hidden in plain sight by someone obsessed with uncovering history. And thanks to Detective Lucas Reed, the truth finally came to light.